It's time for this week's episode of Brandon Sports Talk, featuring in-depth interviews from those who are trending in the world of athletics. And now, here's the host of Brandon Sports Talk, Brandon Pate.
Welcome back to Brandon Sports Talk. In today's episode, I have the privilege of interviewing the Clark Atlanta's head softball coach, Coach Nicole Bayona. How are you doing today?
I'm good. How are you, Brandon?
I'm doing good. Can you talk about how you knew that you want to get started in coaching in college softball?
Yeah, so it's kind of funny. I really kind of got thrown into it. I would say it wasn't something that I was pursuing at first. So I was actually at right after college, I started in my entrepreneur journey and met a girl at a meeting, and she was like, "Oh, I play softball. You're actually looking for a pitching coach." I said, "Oh, I used to pitch in college and I would love to help in any way I can." And honestly, from there, it just went from getting opportunities to be a pitching coach in college to being a full-time assistant. So it just kind of went that way as if it was my purpose this whole time.
What was your collegiate timeline going to Nazareth and getting to play collegiate softball there?
So it was awesome. Nazareth is a beautiful school, amazing academically, which was the main reason I actually went there. It is a Division III, so high academic school. And being able to play at Naz and the environment, it is a smaller school, so everyone knows everyone, which I love because you had people that everyone that went to the games, you knew them. It was a big family, so that environment was exactly what I wish for my college experience.
How was that experience like for you as a player getting to put on that uniform for them?
The very first time was like super exciting, just finally feeling like everything that you did, all the hard work you put in up to that date came in and it just went into fruition for you. And then every day putting it on after that was more like a thankful gratitude blessing. Like I get to play, a lot of people don't get to. So just always being thankful for the opportunity was really important to me.
What were some of your collegiate playing accomplishments?
I would say the biggest ones were like toward the end of my career and, getting like pitcher of the week, closing out games, almost like very closely, almost had a perfect game, like those kinds of things. But I would say the best part of my collegiate career was just all the girls I played with and all those relationships that I made with them. Playing the sport we love was like, those are something no one could ever take away from you.
Going to Bro Water, what was that experience like getting to coach there?
Yeah, so at Broward, that was my first and only JUCO experience as a coach. It was my first time coaching at the collegiate level, so it was super exciting. I learned so much from those girls and from the coaches there, and it really just helped elevate my game as a coach.
How was that experience like being the pitching coach at St. Thomas?
So there it was pretty like it was a lot of fun because I used a lot of the stuff I learned from Broward and from because I also was a travel coach as well all those years for 5 years. So I kind of just put it all together and was thinking, okay, what is the best way I could put this program together where it's engaging, it's competitive, the pitchers know that yes, you are an individual, but we're also a staff. So making them understand that we're a team within the team, that was always my goal. And I kind of just use that everywhere I go that yes, you're an individual pitcher up there, but we're a staff. So, we're going, depending on who we're playing, will depend on who is going to start. We're always going to put our best foot forward as a staff.
Going to Florida and Nationals, what was that experience like for you?
Oh my gosh, it was so much fun. That group of girls were like so much fun. Like they knew how to like play the game like the as if they were 8 years old again, like on the field because they just love the game. Not saying no one else before that did it, but the love that they had for the game was something super special. Winning that small college national championship with them was super awesome. Learning from John also was a great experience, as something I'm always thankful for. So all of that is really what helped me get to where I am today.
Going to Kaiser, what was that experience like for you being a part of the pitching staff over at Kaiser?
Yeah, that was again fun, because after FNU, I went with John to Kaiser, pretty much to help rebuild that program. They had already a few pitchers, young pitchers there, so was able to bring everything that I've learned the past few years and hone that into them. And they really took onto it and loved the experience, and they just wanted to win. So being able to create that culture with them was awesome.
While at Kaiser, what was it like being a part of that best record in program history?
We actually didn't even know. We kind of would just like we play one game at a time. So we focus on that one game before we can move forward to the next one and focus on the next one. So when they told us the next day, we were like, oh, okay. Like we genuinely had no idea. It was just more of keeping that mindset of one game at a time.
What was that transition like leaving Kaiser and coming to Clark Atlanta?
It was big. It was a big decision as well because we were really starting to like just build something great at Kaiser, and I know they're doing phenomenal things there still. And then also moving states was another part. Was like, okay, like, is this something we really want to do? It is definitely colder in Georgia, so getting used to all of that. But we knew, I knew like if I wanted to continue to grow as a coach, I had to try to take that next step and be a head coach and give it my all and give myself a shot.
What was that feeling like when you did become a head coach for the first time in your coaching career?
It was awesome. Like that night when I finalized, like, okay, this is what I'm going to do. Like, I could not sleep. I was like, okay, this is what I have to do. These are the next steps. I got to, talk to the girls, and all the things were going through my head. But also not, it was excitement, but excitement with a purpose. It wasn't excitement and like had no idea what to do. It was like, I finally get to put into fruition everything that I've always wanted to, with no one pretty much saying, no, we're not going to do that. Like I call all the shots, and that was exciting.
After getting announced, what was that feeling like stepping onto that softball field for the first time?
Ready to go, ready to rebuild the program and get us on the map. People need to know about Clark Atlanta. We have an amazing academic program at Clark, and to tie in the sports with it, it will be somewhere no one would second guess, oh, is there softball at Clark? They'll be like, oh no, I know Clark. So that's like the goal for me, is to really put us on the map and people not second guess where we're from or where we're located. Like, where we are. That's the biggest thing I look forward to.
For you as a head coach, what will that win feel like to get your first win?
It'll probably feel like I got like a bunch of bricks off my shoulders and like, okay, I could breathe. Like, okay, like it's working. Things are, going into its plan. So I do look forward to that first win. And I do look forward to doing it with this group of girls.
What does a typical game day look like for you as a head coach versus for your players?
So for me, I mean, and I would say it's kind of the same, but theirs is probably a little more dancing and stuff and a little different. But for me, it's just putting the game plan into play. We worked all week, all fall for this, and just understanding this is the game plan, and just, we practiced it. Now it's just to put on that show. For them, it's all about feeling good, having a good time, and being confident because they're prepared.
Can you talk about, of course, the culture that you started to build for the Clark Atlanta softball program?
Yeah, so our culture is really like, we're really rooted into love. Loving, like when we speak to each other, it comes out of love. How we are toward each other is all about love. So understanding that, you may not take it the right way because someone's trying to keep you accountable, but at the end of the day, you understand that it's all about coming from a place of love. It's not any hate towards you, not envy, nothing like that. It's just to see you get better. So that's something we're really rooted in, is loving on one another and making sure that, we are respected in that way.
Who are some of the teams in your conference that you're going to be playing against?
So we're going to play against Edward Waters, Albany State, Savannah State, Benedict College, Fort Valley, Tuskegee. So we have a decent amount of teams in our conference. So we definitely look forward to it.
What is that home game atmosphere like when teams like Albany State comes to home versus going to Savannah State?
So I'm not going to lie to you. I'm not entirely sure, but the girls have told me that it gets rowdy. But I do look forward to us just playing our game, no matter what it is or no matter how loud it is. I know a bunch of the football players come to our games. They keep telling me they look forward to our schedule and coming out, which I love. I love that we already have those people excited to come to our games. I'm just excited for them to see the girls play and put everything that we worked on this fall, and show and ball out.
What does that recruitment process look like for those prospective student athletes looking to play collegiate softball?
So I'm definitely very picky with who I bring in. And that's just because, I have no kids of my own. And these girls, I tell them all the time, like, they are my kids. So with that, I'm very picky with who I bring into my family, because they are my family. And, it's the simple things that people overlook, how you are you super shy? Are you going to come in the office and just come and talk or eat lunch with me? And like, those are the kind of kids I look for. I look for those kids that really want a relationship with their coach and not just come to the field just to practice and then just leave. Like, you really need to be want to be part of the program and be a part of the family in order to succeed here. The process is I like to look at you or see you at least 10 times before I even make some kind of offer. At least me or someone on my staff have seen you. I have met with you and your parents, because the apple doesn't fall far from the tree. And I also do love being able to talk to the parents at games and have that comfort level. And I tell the girls all the time, like, it's me and you against the problem. It's not you against the problem and me and me. Like, I'm always on your side. It's all about finding a solution. So finding those kinds of athletes is really important to us. Got to be a bit outgoing, in order to get to know all the different personalities on the team. So the recruiting process is pretty intense.
For those prospective student athletes, what is it like getting to see them fall in love with the campus of Clark-Atlanta?
It's awesome. Like, when we do our visits and official visits and stuff, and they see the campus and you see like their whole vibe and body language change, that's when like, okay, like, they definitely can see themselves here. They definitely enjoyed their visit, not only on the campus, but also with the girls, because I love our girls to do the tours for their family and everything, so they get a vibe of what our team is like. But it is exciting to see, girls that you're really interested also fall in love with the school and what you have to offer. So then it's a 50-50 into loving each other.
As a head coach, what is it like seeing those freshmen putting on that Clark-Atlanta jersey for the first time?
It's exciting, also being a former softball player, knowing what that feeling was like finally feeling like, okay, like, I've made it. But also feeling like I've made it, but I got a lot to do still, is exciting, because you have so much room to still grow, not only on the field, but off the field as well. So but the biggest thing is you have that opportunity that many don't. So it's just exciting to see them take the opportunity and own it.
How is it like getting to see those freshmen achieve those big milestones in their careers, like first home runs, first hits?
It's cool because you can see like the weight come off their shoulders, like I did it, like I knew I could, or like finally I did it. Sometimes it's just you, or the player, I mean by you, like getting out of your own way, like you can do it. We all know you can do it. So just go out and have fun. Like, don't overthink it or be like, I got to get this double or I got to hit this home run. Like, no, just see the ball, hit the ball. And, that's what it's all about.
What is it like getting to see those seniors putting on that uniform for the last time?
It's emotional, you know, and it's funny though, because I just took over the program this fall and I already have really good relationships with the girls. And with that being said, I have 8 seniors. So I know 8 of them are putting this uniform on, and it's a brand new uniform. So they're putting this uniform on literally for the first and last time all at the same time. But I know they look forward to it so much. But I know that day is gonna be super hard. The last day, it's a rough one. But I tell the girls, like, just leave it all on the field, so you have no regrets. And with that, you can cry about it, but you can know that you left everything that you possibly can for the sport on the field.
As Clark Atlanta's new head coach, what are some of your future plans and what are some of the things you want to accomplish?
Yeah, so future plans is really just building up our field as well, you know, making sure it is in line with all the other schools in our conference. You know, plans, I definitely want us to be in the SIAC conference tournament every year. You know, that is a big goal. Give ourselves an opportunity to win the championship every year is the biggest thing for us, and just being extremely competitive.
What advice would you give those incoming freshmen entering their first year of college softball?
Just keep an open mind, keep an open heart, and you know, you got recruited here for a reason, and always remember that. Like, you know, yes, look, like you're gonna look left and right and see girls that are bigger or probably better than you, but at the same time, they should be. You're 18, they're 22. They have the experience, you don't. But just stay in your lane and trust your process and enjoy it.
What advice would you give those college juniors transitioning into being seniors and leading the program?
The biggest thing for them, you know, I have 2 of them right now, and I could tell you, like, be a sponge, like, learn everything you can and learn what the leaders in front of you are doing right and what they're doing wrong so you can be a better leader for the program when it's your turn to step up.
What advice would you give those college seniors that have aspirations of playing professional softball?
Don't stop growing your senior year. Don't get that senioritis. You know, if that's something you want to go for it. But understand, by going for it, like, you have to accomplish certain things in the fall. You have to accomplish certain things in the spring. And they are attainable. It's just about, are you willing to give that 1% extra that everyone isn't? Are you willing to stay at the field when everyone's leaving? Like, those things will come in and show you that they were worth it.
What advice would you give those college seniors that have aspirations of coaching in college softball?
Become a GA, become a GA, become a graduate assistant. You know, try to get involved in any way possible. Come back. If you don't want to get your master's, go back and volunteer, help at a travel ball level as well. All the experience you can get is just going to make you stronger. Coming from someone that, you know, didn't go that route and just, you know, got blessed and kind of lucky with it getting kind of thrown at her. But I did do travel before I even got to this level and stuff. So just building your resume up at different levels will really help you.
What advice would you give those future head coaches looking to get started in building re- their own legacy in college coaching as a head coach?
I would say, you know, learn how to be a good assistant coach if you are one. And, you know, being a good assistant coach a lot is about understanding what your head coach is trying to do, what culture they're trying to build, and learn from them. You know, the same thing I'm saying, you know, with leaders within our program, like, learn the good things they do, learn the bad things that they do. The same thing as an assistant, learn the good things they do and learn the things that weren't so good that it's always a learning experience. And put yourself out there, network with as many coaches as possible, because you never know where or when your next opportunity is going to come.
That's great advice. Where can my listeners find you on social media along with the program at?
I'm sorry, what'd you say?
Where can my listeners find you at on social media along with the program?
Yeah, so on social media, you know, I'm big on Twitter. I love Twitter, so you could definitely find me on there. Even have a TikTok as well. We have a softball TikTok. The girls love that thing. On Instagram too, but Clark Atlanta Sports, you definitely can find us there.
Thank you again, Coach Nicole, for your interview and best luck in your future at Clark Atlanta as the head softball coach.
Thank you, Brandon. Appreciate the opportunity.
Thank you. You can find Brandon Sports Talk on Instagram at Brandon Sports Talk, Twitter at Talk_Brandon, and you can find me on YouTube at Brandon Sports Talk. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. Thank you again, Coach Nicole, for your interview, and best luck in your future.
Thank you.
You've been watching Brandon Sports Talk. Please feel free to like, share, and subscribe to Brandon Sports Talk on social media and on YouTube.